Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today let's all look at the lead code question. The description of the question is as follows: that we were given two integers m and n, which represents the dimensions of a matrix, and we need to generate an m by n matrix which contains the integers in the linked list presented in the spiral order. Okay. Starting from top left of the matrix, if there are remaining empty spaces, so we'll need to fill them with -1. So let me just write node points. We ultimately need to generate a matrix of size m cross n, and the elements in the matrix should be in the spiral order considering the elements of the linked list. So that's how it should work. So as we already written node points, and we need to return, if there are any empty spaces, then we need to add -1 in place of them. So if there are any empty spaces, then as we need to add -1 in place of them. So what I'll do is, we also need a vector in ans to initialize an answer, right? So I'll just have m rows in it, n columns, and which is initialized with -1. So if there are remaining spaces, then we need not do anything. So, and initially our direction, or I'll just take four variables. One is row stat, which would be 0 in row n. That would be what? N minus 1, because or I'll just call it call start. Starting column would be 0, ending column would be what? N minus 1, right? So int row start similarly, which would be 0 in row n, which would be n minus 1. And my direction currently would be towards right, so I'll just call it 0. I'll just represent my dir as four different values: 0, 1, 2, 3. 0 represents right, 1 represents down, 2 represents left, 3 represents up. So after moving right, we need to go down, right? So after reaching the end, direction would be direction plus 1% 4. So this is how it works. I'll just call while head equals to head dot next. I'll just call it over here. If dir is equals to 0, else if dir equals to 1. So every time I'm just processing in a different way, in a different if statement or else statement, so that I could ideally consider each and every case. So dir would be dir plus 1% 4. So how this works is, if I'm currently moving towards right, then 0 plus 1 would be 1, 1% 4 would be 1. So after moving right, I'll go down, and after going down, 1 plus 1 would be again 2, 2% 4 would be 2. I'll go left, and if I'm at going left, then 2 plus 1 would be 3, 3% 4 will be 3. So I'll move up. That's how it works. And again, after dir becomes 3 once, so 3 plus 1% 4 again would be right. So I'll be moving towards right. So if dir is equals to 0, what I'll do is, I'll just take an start call, because I'll start from the start column of it, which would be call start, and int end call, that would be equivalent to call n, while start call is less than or equal to end call, and head, what I'll do is, answer of start call and end call, answer of start call, my current row would be what? It would be row start, right? So int of row start in the current row, start call equal to head dot value, and head will be equivalent to head dot next, and start call will be incremented by 1. So after doing everything, what I'll do is my start row or row start would be incremented by 1 because I already processed the first row completely, so it would be plus 1. And here in start row would be row start, and end row would be row end. So while start row is less than or equals to end row, and head, what I'll do is here answer of start row, and here instead of start column, I already came towards the right part of it, so it would be call end. Call end would be equals to head dot value. I'm writing this for everything, although I could simply copy paste so that we could get clear understanding of what exactly we are doing. In this case, call and start row would be plus plus, and call end would be minus minus. And else if direction is equal to 2, then what we'll do is now end row, here my end row would be what? Sorry, my end call would be what? End call would be call end, int start call would be call start. After doing this, what I'll do is while my end call is greater than or equal to start call, and head, what I'll do is answer of start, answer of now I'll need row end, right? End row, that's I guess end row or row end only. Answer of row end followed by end call would be equal to head dot value. Head would be equal to head dot next. After this, what I'll do is I just process my last row completely, so that would be no. I just process till my, in that case I just process my last row, right? So that would be first of all I just need to subtract 1 from end call, and here row end would be minus minus. Else the last condition would be int end row would be row end, int end start row would be row start, and while my end row is greater than or equals to start row, and head, I'll just call answer of my current row being end row, right? And column will be start call, would be equals to head dot val, head would be equal to head dot next, and my, in this case my end row would be minus minus. So as I process the starting column, start call would be plus. Here row start would be plus plus, so here call start would be plus. So this is how it should work. I'll just try returning the ans over here and everything should work as expected. Let me just try submitting this out. Call. So there's some error over here. This is not stack call. This should be. I'm not sure what I made mistake over here. Call start. Sorry. This should be start row. This should be head dot next, right? I should move to the next pointer ideally, not the value. Why I'm pointing to value? I'm sorry for that error. Now here in row, it should be called start now. So everything is working fine as expected. Let me just try submitting. Before submitting, what I'll specify my C++ compiler is not to import any libraries from C that will be helping me to take input or give output anything to the terminal. So I'll just specify that my cin.py would be null, cout.py also would be null. I'll just try submitting this out. Yes, we bet 92% people with our complexity. That's fair enough and too good. Feel free to add anything in the comment section if you think anything is unclear. Thank you.